Hi everyone, welcome. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a great couple of days. You enjoyed your New Year's Eve. I was here. I was doing stuff. I didn't do very much. I and also I will make a recording of that. I won't talk about that. We have too many things to talk to about today because I have to go to the doctors after this, so I have to leave at 12:30 pronto. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, or feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. We can negotiate a time that's good for both of us to talk. The number is below the video. Okay. The major story in the news today are the two explosions. One in New Orleans, and we all know that one is an ISIS motivated situation. The one in Vegas, for some reason, I'm not feeling terrorist. It's like somebody who had issues to begin with. That's what it feels like to me. According to the one of our newspapers, I'm trying to see if I can see a picture of the name of the newspaper. I can't see it. But anyway, they said the driver of that Tesla uses the same application or an application that the gentleman from the bomber, well, not the driver of that truck in New Orleans that killed all these people and wounded so many, they use the same app. Yeah, so many people use the same app. It's not, I don't think it's, they are investigators, but intuitively, I don't feel. I feel it's somebody who had problems. That's what it feels like to me. And it seems like it has triggered Trump because that bombing took place in front of his building. And now he is demanding that the CIA, as opposed to our regular intelligence agencies, investigate. That's how ignorant Trump is, and also he's beginning to ramp up the same old tactics that this country is failing. Only he can fix it, and all these kind of threats that he's making. So Trump is triggered, and from what I understand, last night he went in the middle of the night. He was posting stuff on his Truth Social. And also, I mean, what he's doing is, as we know, he blamed immigrants for the Violence Act in New Orleans. But that is a dangerous game he's playing. What Trump is doing, and I don't know, I'm sure all of you have heard, he's planning a rally in Washington, D.C. on the 19th, the day before the inauguration. The minute I heard that, I did not feel good about it. And on top of it, I hear the way he's talking. What Trump is doing is the usual dictator behavior. And people like Putin, his instructor, and Orban, he's suing, on the instructor. They are exchanging ways on how to go about keeping MAGA excited, primed for violence, and in his corner because he feels that he's losing a hold. Like I told you in the past, they would turn on him, and that's beginning to happen. But I feel like saying Trump's intentions are never good. Basically, he wants to incite violence and blame Democrats for everything. And also, don't be surprised if he starts declaring crazy stuff. Okay, like I said, there are certain laws he's going to try to invoke them and all kinds of crazy things. Expect those things. If they don't happen on the 19th, that's coming. But I gave it coded. There are certain things I just don't want. There are certain violent activities, potential for violence that can happen. I don't want to start talking about these things, but I gave once, I said Trump has to mind the way he speaks or something to that effect, or he has to be careful because it's not going to be Democrats who are going to go after him. And that's what he's feeling. That's why he was raging last night. He's beginning to feel that or wonder if somebody or there are more attacks against him. And let me tell you, it's going to be from the MAGA crowd. It's not going to be from anyone else. He's trying to blame immigrants and everyone else for his shortcomings and his ignorance. And as we know, MAGA, there's a core and his base that are very violent. They are the type of people like that guy in Vegas, okay, that may do something against him. And I don't want to dwell on these things because for many reasons. First of all, that's not what I do. Number two, I don't want my channel to be demonetized over some stupid Trump. I don't want to make a prediction and then my stuff get demonetized because they YouTube said I was electioneering. My channel is not about election, so I have to be mindful of that. But the point is that threw Trump into a rage, and there is something else, a game Trump is playing, and I'm going to look for the headline. That's okay. What he's talking about is it's here. I don't see it. I don't want to spend time because we have quite a few things to cover. He's threatening to go into Mexico and attack drug lords and stuff like that. And to me, it's a cover for what Trump wants to do in case he wants to stay in office, and I believe I mentioned that before, to cover up, okay, his own activities, his own shortcomings, failures in this country, to distract people. And remember, I believe it was last week, I was talking about wagging the dog, something like that he will try to do. They gave him a whole list of things that he can do to distract, to obfuscate, to cause all kinds of issues. Expect Trump to use every means necessary in that dirty Republican trick book to stay in power. It's beyond him. There is intuitively, I feel like saying where we are today, whether Trump stays in office is no longer in his hands. The reasons he has done things, because him getting reelected has basically him and Elon and company that has gone to their heads. They think they are invincible. Oh, by the way, Elon lives at Mar-a-Lago. He's renting a cottage there, according to the news, for $22,000 something a night. Imagine that. Okay, so, but what Trump is, Elon, all these people are inciting Trump to do, they think that Americans are just going to sit back and take it. That's the way they view things. And also when Trump bark orders, people, in the military, the CIA, the FBI, all these people are just going to blindly follow. All those things are going to blow up on his face. And that's what may cause him to have a stroke, because this time around he's older. And remember, I said that a long time ago. He's got to be careful because either a heart attack or a stroke can take him away. And I don't repeat it all the time because it's not necessary. It's a matter of when it happens. And we all know why he doesn't eat healthy, and he doesn't eat healthy. I don't support with one of those marketing people. He doesn't eat healthy. He doesn't take care of himself except for playing golf. He thinks it's, you know, that's all he needs. But anyway, regardless of what Trump does, what's going to get Trump impeached again or get the hit with the 25th or something to that effect for Republicans to get rid of him, it feels like to me is happening as we speak. There is a lot going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of. Okay? We will find out. And Elon is going to get caught, and among others, are going to get caught in this whole criminal enterprise that's around Trump and the things that they are doing. So this is no longer intuitively, I feel, in Trump's hands. He's just going to, it's a matter of time before things get triggered. And but what's going to trigger a lot of Republicans is when his poll numbers start to drop. But there is a lot going on right now, and Trump is going to use all the tricks that I said from the Republican dirty trick books. Look at what Nixon did, okay, and look at what Trump is doing right now. It's basically from the same playbook, but Trump has basically crossed the line, the red line. Nixon had respect for our country and for our Constitution. Trump doesn't care. And that's what's going. Him and Elon, they are the same type of people. And that's what's going to cause those guys, they're going to find the limit of their power in the not too distant future. And watch Trump to rage. That it feels like to me Thursday, whatever rally he holds in Washington, D.C. to prime his followers to violence, it's not going to be a nice. Well, he's never had nice rallies, so expect it to be along the same line. Whatever happened in Madison Square Garden and other rallies he's held. But I don't feel it's going to be as successful. Let's see what happens. There's probably going to be a lot of onlookers, but I don't feel it's going to be as to his liking. Let's put it that way. Kellyanne Smith said, I heard from the news that Trump is going to Jimmy Carter's funeral. I heard that. I knew that in the back of my head that he's not invited to the funeral, but he invited himself. Yes, it seems like he invited himself because I do remember Carter doesn't like him very much, and that was not part of Carter's conversation at all. And in fact, there is a video. I'm not sure if it's Occupy Democrats that released it, or I saw it this morning, or Midas Touch. A gentleman was talking about that very subject. Trump invited himself because a reporter asked him if the family invited him. He said he didn't want to talk about it. But what Trump is looking for relevance, because he wants to show that he's trying, okay, to be different than he used to be. But going to Carter's funeral is not going to help Trump at all. So if he goes, but chances are he's going to go. Okay. No, you're right. He wasn't invited because when I watched that video this morning, when that gentleman said the family did not invite him, it resonated with me. I wanted to make sure I answered that question. In fact, I meant to answer that question first, but it escaped me because I'm trying to condense this thing. But don't be surprised if Trump try to venture into wars where he doesn't think, or doesn't expect major repercussion from those governments. Let's say, for example, for Mexico, he may send the military after drug lords, and I don't feel that's going to help. And I was reading that this morning; it's not going to help. None of those things Trump is going to try to do is going to work, but it's just for show. That's all it's going to be, and also an opportunity for him to stay in office, but his death may be, and I don't mean any suicidal or anything, his health may get in the way because he's going to rage. Nothing is going to work. He's going to get very frustrated while in office. Expect to hear that because Democrats, and we don't hear very much, and they're not. Just like remember, guys, when after Trump left office, I said Democrats and our AG Garland were not actively going after Trump. He should have been a little more aggressive, and he wasn't. The same thing I am feeling from Democrats. They are too timid. You can't be like that. Some Democrats have learned, and they are really standing up, but not enough. And we may suffer the same. Well, this time, there are certain things that are going to happen to Trump and the people around him. It's going to be their own fault. Just like when during the election, I said Democrats had to pay attention to what Republicans were doing behind the scenes. Otherwise, Trump will. That's the way Trump is going to get to the White House. That's what happened. And the same thing this time. But what's going to save us is Trump is not going to live forever. He has some pretty nasty stuff into Twitter, I feel, coming for him. And the people who may take him down, that's not going to make things easier. But they won't be as crazy as if Trump, or when Trump is in power. Okay, Republicans will take him down. That's what's coming. Democrats are not fighting the fight the way they should. Some have learned, most of them have not. Well, I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing so far. They should have been a lot more aggressive, in my opinion, but it may be because of the way I am. But we'll see. But it's not because Democrats will get help from the state houses, and that's one another big thing, and also other organizations, Republicans and Democrat organizations that are standing against Trump that are going to save us as well. But don't hold your breath on your Democrats in the House. Yeah, they're going to maneuver and stuff like that, but they're not aggressive enough. That's what I feel, intuitively. And one more thing, I've mentioned this before. Well, in fact, last week I reminded everyone that our judiciary, they are ready to take Trump on. Even the Supreme Court, I said they never liked him. They will give him a little sliver, whatever it is he asked for, they will give him a little bit of something. But they don't like him. It's not some of the stuff that they are doing. They are waiting for a better Republican, not Trump. Right now, basically and intuitively, Robert and a lot of those Republican and the Republican justices are very concerned about what Trump is doing, what Vance is saying, and I don't know how many of you heard. There's a report. Justice Robert, basically took a swipe at Vance because I don't know. I said that a while back Do you guys remember? In fact, I mentioned it a couple of times that Vance suggested that they have the guns. The Supreme Court doesn't. So the Supreme Court can declare anything they want. They can't enforce it. Robert sent Vance a message about that comment. And there is something that's going on. A lot of people in our government, as you know, we have administrations and then we have the government. There's a lot of worries. And it feels like to me, Robert and other people and government are communicating. People in high places, there are very influential people in our government that we never heard about. When I say influential, I don't mean in terms of having 1,000 followers or million followers. I mean people who have been in government, they know how things work. They can throw something and trip you in front of you and trip you and those type of things. They know, and they are very smart. They are here to protect democracy, among other things. There is a communication going on behind the scenes. People are very concerned about the direction Trump and the oligarchs want to take the country. That's not what they were told. I'm talking about Robert. Thomas doesn't care. He's all in, him and his wife. As we know, Jeannie is is a MAGA. Alito is the same way, but he's not as bad as Thomas. Alito has more care because of his kid. He has a family. And it seems like a lot of people with families and who are thinking they are not following Trump blindly. So there is a lot of worry, a lot of concerns. A lot of people are talking. And Robert's coming out and this op-ed, I didn't see it. It's in the Washington Post. I canceled my my subscription, but I learned this from The Hill and this Raw Story, those types of organizations, news outlets. That's how I learned about Robert's op-ed. The thing is, there is going to be something, or there is a movement behind the scenes to protect America from Trump and the people and the forces around him. And it's because not only his nefarious ideas, the things that he wants to do, the way he wants to hurt and turning Americans against Americans, but also the way him and Elon Musk, he's counting on Musk to do certain things for him on the international arena. Musk connection with Putin, Musk connection with Xi, and anyone else Trump can use, because it's not only Trump. You have his kids. It's the whole family. I've said that before. The only person that is terrified right now is they don't want to join the administration, and it's a very smart idea, but it's not going to work. What's coming to that family, it hasn't started yet. Okay, but the daughter, Ivanka, is smart not to take part right now, and because if what I am feeling is correct, it's not only going to be Trump that's going to pay the price. It's going to be his entire family. And what is happening right now, everything that's taking place behind the scenes, from our classified documents money from foreign leaders, contact with foreign leaders, activities taking place behind the scenes to change our form of government, the influence of money, all those oligarchs that we have in this country. I mean, it's going to be a lot. And this has taken root already. They already have a plan on how, because obviously Elon is stupid as hell. If you watch what he's been doing, his behavior, Trump is not very bright. The people around him, they think things, there is a word I don't want to use, but only flows downhill. Okay, something we don't need flows downhill. And we American people are just going to sit there and take it. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to react or anything. So a lot of people around Trump, that's the way they are thinking until it blows in their faces. And that's what's coming. Among other things, like I said, that dream I told you about 3 weeks ago or so, something like that. I don't remember exactly. Even the MAGA will turn on Trump among regular folks. I don't know what's going to trigger that one. But intuitively, I feel Trump's karma, what's going to trigger it, happened already. It's a matter of time for the public to find out. And the powers that be impeach him or whatever else. It's a matter of when it happens. Right now, he's not in office yet. And please, I don't want to mislead anybody. I have been here 7 years. Those of you who are new to the channel, when I used to talk about there's a chance Trump may go to prison, and I shared my vision with all of you that I've seen him in court. At that time, no one believed me. And the same thing again. I don't want anyone to think that I am. Those of you who don't know me, okay, I'm not promising this is going to happen tomorrow. But watch 6 months down the line and forward, because a lot is going to happen in the weeks following Trump taking office. Things are not going to work the way he wants them to work, and it's going to be hell to pay. Watch that. And believe me, this is going to get pretty ugly. I didn't have a chance to talk about everything I wanted to. Okay. Yeah. The most important thing was Trump's plan to invade Mexico. And I mentioned that last week or a few times before, how that can go wrong. So, but unfortunately, I have to go to the doctors. My checkup at 1:30. So I can't stay very long. I can't stay past 12:30, my time. Arlene Lovell says, Nancy Pelosi needs to retire. I think that AOC should have gotten that oversight position instead of Connolly, who is 74 years old and recovering from cancer. Democrats need new leadership. Yeah, I feel it's coming. Yes, I feel you're right. AOC should have gotten that position, but let's see what happens. Yes, Nancy Pelosi is pulling a lot of strings behind the scenes. And I mean, yeah, she does some stuff I don't really appreciate. I don't want to bash these people, but she needs to back off a little bit. Carmen Smiley says, meanwhile, I live in Tampa, Florida, and I'm wondering if I will be paid for the damage from Hurricane Milton. Hurricane Milton? But anyway, unfortunately, I don't answer questions during the midday, only on Monday evenings and Saturday evening. Okay, I'm sorry, Karen. I almost answered your question, but I don't. Not during the midday sessions, only in the evenings. Okay, let's see. Karen Walsh says none of this make any sense. I'm not quite sure what. I mean, if you're talking about Trump, nothing Trump does makes any sense. Because Craig Dixon says, I didn't let my cousin attend my mom's service. I have no guilt. There's no reason to feel guilty about it. And the person doesn't even know. We don't even care once we leave. That's it. Patricia Everson says, why in the hell does Elon have householders? Oops, what happened? I was trying, okay, I don't see it. I was reading something and all of it disappeared. Did this thing scroll up on me? I don't know if it just scrolled up. Okay. But anyway, I mean, don't worry about, I mean, we should pay attention to what those guys are. You know something? All these people are going to go down, just to be honest, and say it in one shot deal. George Matthew says, Milo, please give the name of your second channel. It's Milo's Reading. If you do a search for Milo, okay, both channels will come up. So, and then you can click on the one you want. In fact, I think I will post, not now, after I got back from my checkup. I'll post the link below this video. And if you, I'm in about 3 or 4 hours because, like I said, I have to run. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for coming and spending time with me. Happy New Year. Those of you I didn't wish a Happy New Year earlier, Happy New Year, Ron and Conditional of Tarot. Thanks for your help. Thank you, everyone. I will, if anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilo.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. Please subscribe if you like the channel, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Again, everyone, thank you. I will see you tomorrow, same time, unless something major happens later, but I doubt it. I will see you tomorrow. Till then, bye.